So first of all, we need to do a little bit of a recap on energy level diagrams, and we need to try to link and use energy level diagrams to explain what's happening with bonds in a chemical reaction. So here is the chemical reaction which this energy level diagram shows is going on. So we're taking CH4, which is this molecule here, and we're reacting that with two molecules of oxygen, which are these molecules here, and then we are producing one molecule of carbon dioxide, CO2, which is this molecule here, and then two molecules of H2O, which are these molecules here. Okay, so these are the reactants and these are the products. So let's see how we get from the reactants to the products using the energy level diagram to explain what's happening to the bonds. So in any chemical reaction, as we know, the first thing you need to do is break apart the bonds that exist between the atoms of the reactants. And for that we need to put energy in. So we're going to use activation energy to break 1, 2, 3, 4 bonds between carbon and hydrogen, and also 1, 2 double bonds between the oxygen atoms. Okay, so we're going to break apart all of those bonds, and to do that we need to put energy in, which is why the amount of energy goes up as per that arrow there. Okay, so activation energy goes in order to break apart all of those bonds, and what you end up with are individual separate atoms now all broken apart. Now all of those atoms have been separated, we can start to make new products. And the products of the reaction, as we've seen, are carbon dioxide and 2 molecules of water. So what's going to happen is new bonds are going to be formed. So we're going to form bonds between the carbon and the oxygen, these here, and we're also going to form bonds between the oxygen and hydrogen, these 4 bonds there. And of course when we form bonds, the amount of energy is released. So the amount of energy goes down, as you can see, which is why that arrow goes in a downwards direction. So now we can calculate the overall energy change for this chemical reaction. And the overall energy change is calculated by using this equation at the bottom of the slide. Overall energy change is equal to the amount of energy absorbed or put in when bonds are broken. Okay, so that's this amount of energy here. That energy has been put in, minus the amount of energy released when new bonds are formed, and that's this amount of energy here. Okay, so it's this minus this, and in fact if you were to draw that on the diagram here, it would be drawn by that diagram there. So the overall energy change is this arrow here, and you remember that is sometimes called delta H, or the enthalpy change. So now you've understood that, we can start to put numbers to all of this, and you can actually start to do some calculations and work out what the overall energy change is in terms of numbers.